Dean, it was a welcome win against your opponents from the second division earlier last week. How's it been since? Has confidence improved, and has the fact that the midweek game at Barnsley been cancelled hampered or actually made the preparations much better for the whole game?
Well, in terms of preparations for Hull, it's probably a little bit easier physically, obviously, not playing on the Wednesday night, but certainly we would have welcomed that game. It was a game that we were looking forward to playing on the back of a win against Leyton Orient, as you say. We saw all weekend, really, that if you can come unstuck in the FA Cup, can't you? So it was a professional job, well done on the day, and we're really pleased to be in the next round. In terms of preparations, yeah, they've been different, haven't they? Of course, with the manager picking up COVID and not being with us this week. So just come off the phone to him there. He's been poorly. He's had some symptoms, but he's feeling a little bit better today, thankfully. So I've been in constant contact with him this week in terms of training and planning for the weekend, etc. So we have a way of working. The only difference is that the manager's physically not here to obviously lead it for us, but we won't let it get in the way for us. We'll prepare professionally as we always do. We look forward to that next game against Hull.
Well, on to the whole game. They've had 4 wins and 2 defeats in their last 8. They're nearer the bottom of the table than the top, but they had a confidence-boosting performance against Everton, even though they didn't win. They're resilient, they're good in transition, and they're improving. So what sort of game do you expect?
Yeah, I think that's fair. They changed the system. The system they came with earlier on in the season, they've changed, and as you said there, they've picked up some good results in that system. So they proved what a good team they can be. Grant's teams always try and play football the right way. They had, as you say, a really strong performance against Everton last week, and they'll be buoyed by that because they went toe-to-toe with a Premier League team. So for us, it's the next challenge. We're looking to get a consistent run of performances together again that we saw probably earlier in the season. It's been difficult to do that due to the amount of games that have been called off and etc. So for us, we're looking to build some momentum now going into this part of the season. It's a game where, as I say, we're against an opposition who, if you take them lightly, you'll come unstuck in this division. So for us, go there, be really professional, really solid defensively, and when we take the ball, make sure we use it as we've done previously earlier in the season, and use it as well as we can in getting them forward areas and really hurt teams. So that's what we've been working on this week, and there's been some, as you say, some smiles around on the back of a win, and we look forward to the game.
It's difficult at the moment to assess just where you are in the league table, because obviously some people are a couple of games behind, and it's difficult to maintain a consistent type of form. Are you finding it difficult? I mean, do the players react when the midweek match was called off, for example?
What do you mean, Ange? Do the players react as in?
As in, do they get disappointed and it's hard to train again, or are they just then immediately looking forward to the next match?
Yeah, I think we were all disappointed, as I said there, but the game was off, because it was a game we were looking forward to go and building on the back of the win on Sunday. So the truth is, as soon as it's called off, there's nothing we can do about it. We then go into the mindset of, right, what can we control? The training week looks different, of course. So you just have to adapt. We've become used to it through COVID. It's been around so long now that you just become used to it. And at any point with the daily testing as it is, at any point you can prep a team and lose a player at the last minute, for example. So you have to become adaptable and control what essentially what you're in control of, and that's planning and preparing well all week for a game at the end of it. And if the game doesn't come, then you prepare for the next one. Simple as that.
So on to the injury in the news. You've said the manager's slightly better, which is good news. Has anybody else got COVID, and how are we injury-wise?
We won't see any of the returning injuries back for Sunday. I wouldn't have thought, no. They're all progressing well. Obviously, individually, they've got their own programmes. But for us, it'll very much be a similar squad that we found going into that previous game, yeah. How's
Fletcher and Branchich?
Yeah, we're hoping Fletcher will be okay. He's trained a little bit this week, and we're hoping he'll be okay. Mario, probably touch and go, really. He's missed the first part of the week in terms of training and stuff, so we'll have to assess Mario over the next 48 hours going into that game. So that'll be a late call for Mario.
And Jordan Thompson anywhere near getting fit?
Yeah, Jordan's getting closer now. He's I don't think he'll be touch and go for the week, and don't think he'll be ready to come in, but he's not too far off now. He's rehab's been going really well since his injury, and hopefully we'll see him pretty soon.
And on the positive side, I understand Joe Bursick's back training on the grass.
He is, yeah. He's not with the group as yet, but he's certainly back out on the grass and out of the gym. He's used it to good effect. He's bulked himself up physically, and now he's got a smile on his face because he's back out on the grass again. But as I say, he's not quite with the team just yet.
When you looked at the performance of the team against Leyton Orient, Tom Ince has been patient and he performed well in that match. You'd got Doughty coming in. DiMaggio played well. Do these people come into the thoughts for the match selection this week?
Absolutely, yeah. All you can do as a player is affect the team when you come into it. If your opportunities have been limited, as you've touched on there with them three guys, and obviously DiMaggio's different. He's a youngster that's at a different point in his career at Stoke than obviously than Alfie and Ince. All you can do is train well and catch the manager's eye, and when you get an opportunity, take it. And as you say, them lads came in last week, and huge parts of the performance that we would like to improve on, of course, but certainly there were good sides as well. Some good signs as well in the game. So yeah, they'll come into contention. I'll speak to the manager again today, and tomorrow we'll get the team ready for the game on Sunday at Hull. And
the transfer window's open at the moment. DeMarco Dehaney's signed for 18 months. Is that a reward for his efforts and how well he's trained?
Yes, it is. Yeah, he came in, as you said, on a short-term contract, and he's impressed us with his attitude. He's a good trainer. He's always out on the grass. He's consistent in the way that he trains, and he's had a few opportunities. And as I say, he's done well this season. So yeah, of course, that's reward for him. And now he's got to push on. He's got to keep looking to improve. He's got a good attitude, so that's a good sign. And he's pushing Tommy Smith in that position.
And then, of course, you've added Taylor Harwood-Bellis. He's a good physical defender, isn't he? And he likes to get his challenges in first, but he can play and distribute the ball well. I'm assuming he'll be in mind for selection. How's he done this week?
Yes, he will. He's settled in great, I have to say. He's a really mature lad for his age. He's proved that by going out to Belgium at such a young age as he did. He's had a great experience playing in a different country. And he's eager to come in here and get in the team and push us up the league. He's settled in great, as I say. He's only been with us for a couple of days, but you can see already in training he's a ball playing centre back. He wants to get the ball and play when he can. But as you say, he's got the defensive attributes as well. He's physical. He can be aggressive. He's a good size as well. So plenty for him to learn, of course. But he's impressed us already in training.
And looking at the transfer window, there's lots of talk about other players coming in. Is there any news on any of those, or are you keeping that close to yourself, Dean?
I've got no news for you today, Ange. Unfortunately, obviously the manager's got a little bit more time on his hands, obviously, than when he's physically in the building. So he's non-stop on the phone and dealing with that. So yeah, I'll leave that to them. I'm
sure he'll like that one. On the loan front, you've got youngsters like Adam Porter, Taylor Jones. Are they all going back out on loan, or do you not have any more information on that either?
No, their discussions are ongoing, really, individually with each player. A couple of them will play in the game tonight against Birmingham for the under-23s, and we'll assess it on a daily basis. Obviously, we get phone calls from clubs who are looking to take the youngsters on loan, and we have to look at everyone individually. We sit with the academy staff, and Rory plays a big part in that as well, and make the decision for the development of the player. And obviously, where we're at with COVID and losing players, as we said before, through testing and stuff, you might have to maybe keep one or two in the squad, maybe that you might have done previously, just in case. So it's an ever-changing situation, really, with every player.
Well, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you, Ange.
Ange, George now, please.
Obviously, as we look forward to it, and sadly we hear about the manager, but I asked him last week about how Nick Pell was progressing. He said, he had a bit of a setback. Can you keep us up to date on how far that is?
Yeah, Paulie's been back out on the grass this week, not with the group just yet, but he's progressed his rehab now, so he's in a position where he's getting stronger. I don't think it'll be too far away now for us. Certainly Sunday will come too soon for him, but seeing him out there on the grass, getting a touch of the ball again and doing his physical work is a good sign for him, yeah.
Moving forward, of course, to Hull, as you say, you picked up some momentum with the cup game, and that's what it's all about. So unfortunately, you didn't have the game in midweek, but you take that into this next game, and the players that you used last week obviously gave you food for thought, but you would look to get your most experienced side out there, Dean, wouldn't you?
Well, I think you're right. Sunday's performance gave us a little bit of confidence. We want to push that into the league games now, and Sunday's the next challenge for us, and we look forward to it against a decent team, to be fair. So, yeah, I'll be in discussion, obviously, with the manager in terms of the team selection and stuff over the next 24 hours, and we'll put a team out there that we believe can go to Hull and get the right result for us.
As you said, originally they've already had some good results. They haven't managed quite to climb clear of the relegation zone as yet. They are just slightly clear of it, but they are a good side, aren't they? And obviously the things that are going on behind the background of the takeover, that doesn't seem to have affected them in any way, Dean, does it?
Yeah, I think on the day they are a good team in this division. They've proved that with, as you said, there was some certain running results they had through November, for example, but they probably struggled for a little bit of consistency throughout the season, which is why they were where they are in the league. But Grant's teams always want to play football the right way. They're a good team to watch, and they proved last week against a good Everton team. I say a good Everton team, a strong Everton team that they can go toe to toe on any day. So for us, it's the next challenge, as I say, and it's a big one for us, yeah. And
as you look forward, obviously, the manager's not there, so you take over the reins. And it's an ever-changing face in football now, Dean, isn't it? Really, 24/7 all the while. As we look at it, is this a situation where you've been maybe not in, but you as a player and coach and a manager, and obviously you're changing day by day? How difficult is it to take all that on board for you as a person?
For us, really, we just concentrate on preparing the players as well as we can for every game. We've become used to COVID now, and over the last couple of years, you have to be adaptable. It's as simple as that. We saw that at the weekend. We had a good result in the cup, and we're pleased to get through to the next round. And then all of a sudden, the game that we were preparing for 3 days later was called off, and you then have to adapt your training week and how you're going to look going into the next game against Hull. So for us, it's about that, really. It's difficult to really prepare too far in front of you, because, as I said before, with the daily testing of the players, you can prepare a team and at any point lose a player really quickly. So for us, we concentrate. We're literally day to day at the moment in terms of preparing the players that are available for us and putting them in the right mindset, ready for the next game, which is against Holden, and one we look forward to. And
finally, for me, obviously Michael won't be there, but do you envisage having contact with him throughout the game in some form, maybe just look at it or possibly take advice, or is it just down to you and your coaching staff on the day?
Yeah, it's one of the first things me and Michael spoke about. I'll obviously speak to him going into the game prior to that, in terms of the meetings at the hotel and stuff. And I'll speak to him. I'm sure I'll speak to him at half time before I address the players. But sort of in game, I'm always in contact with Andy Cousins, who sits up in the stands. So I'm sure the manager will be in touch with him. And if there's any key messages sort of during the game tactically, we can get them onto the pitch.
Thank you, Dean. All the best, Sunday.
Thanks, George. Dave, anything from you, please?
Hi, Dean. Yeah, you were talking about building momentum, and it's something that Stoke have kind of been lacking in certainly before Christmas, with wins at QPR and Luton, but then coming home and losing at home to Derby and this sort of thing. How do you think you're going to be in the new year, sort of building momentum? How will you do that?
Well, a run of fixtures always helps that. We've got a good period of games in front of us now, in terms of a couple of midweek games as well. So for us, it's about performing consistently on a daily basis in training. You take your training performances, your preparation into match days. It's as simple as that. You can't just turn it on when you arrive at any given time in a stadium. So, training's very, very good here. It's very, very intense. We prepare the players well, and they're aware of exactly what the manager wants from them in terms of the way that we play. And consistency has been frustrating for us, I have to say. As I say, we just keep working. There's no secret formula. You keep working, you keep being the best you can be that day, and then the same the next day, and you roll into match day having trained well all week. You feel good about yourself, you're confident, and you go and put in a good performance. And that's really what we're focusing on.
Do you believe that the squad has the depth to get into the playoffs?
We've got total belief in the players that we've got at this football club. We've got total belief in where we're going to go this season. Things have been difficult for every club, that's clear. And obviously, we're always looking to strengthen the squad where possible. So, in the middle of a transfer window, you never know what your squad's going to look like come the beginning of February. But in terms of the squad that's available to us, as I said there, in terms of the way that we work, the consistency that we work with on a daily basis, yeah, it stands us in good stead. Yeah.